In this episode of Talking About Orks, this is part 2 of Saga of the Beast, where we're going to be going over the custom jobs. And oh my, there's a lot to talk about here. So, let's see. So 2 things about this custom jobs is it's 1 command point per custom job, unless you take a Mech Boy workshop, which is 80 points, where you get 1 for free. I'm not sure that might be worth it, might not be, depending on your army composition. And you can take as many custom jobs as you want, but each one must be separate, so you can only take each one once, and you can only apply 1 per unit. And if that unit separates once it's deployed, let's say speed mob or dread mob, then everyone in that unit retains the custom job. So unit 3 dreadnoughts will get the same, will all benefit from the 1 single custom job. So let's start with the first one here, squig hide tires. Speed freaks, excluding named characters and units that can fly. Battle wagons, gun wagons, bone breakers, or truck units only. Add 2 inches to the unit's move characteristic. This is, in my opinion, completely insane. So now, what are we going to use this on? Speed freaks, bikes, not bikers, war bikers. These things have a base move of 14 inches. Now they have a base move of 16 inches. Now let's say we give them Evil Sons. Now we have a base move of 18 inches. That's crazy. And if you really want to go crazy, you can combine it with the Cult of Speed Specialist Detachment. Use your movement stratagem. I forgot what it's called now. Turbo boosters. Combine with the turbo boosters. Now you've got a 36-inch movement. And if you can somehow keep it within range of the Death Killer War Trike, you can still charge. But with an 18-inch move, you probably won't even have to advance to get within a decent charge range. 18-inch movement is crazy. And I think Knob Bikers, is going to be the best way to use that. Because while I like war bikers, they don't have a lot of punch in the close combat phase. And that's what I was talking about in my strategies when I was going over the... let's see, where'd it go? Full Speed Lads stratagem, where they get +1 strength, where you're almost guaranteed charges with an 18-inch base move. And if they're Evil Sons, of course, you could add 1 to that charge roll. So that gives you a huge threat range. Like 25, 20, I mean, we're talking, on average a 28-inch or a 26-inch threat range on average, up to 30 inches. And that's crazy. And as I said, if you can keep them within range of the Death Killer War Trike, you get that extra, you can advance too. So now we're talking with Evil Sons 19-inch plus D6-inch move and can still charge with +1 to charge. There's practically no way to avoid a charge when you're doing that. I mean, and that makes the Bikers even much more viable on other clans, because now you get that 16-inch move. Where you would only be able to get that with Evil Sons before. Now they can be Goths for the Explodings, or the Death Skulls for the 6-foot Invulnerable, or anything else. Way better. It makes white bikes, in my opinion, just absolutely crazy. And I can't wait to get I gotta do my Evil Sons. I definitely want squig hide tires. I think this is a great stratagem if you're playing bikes. It's basically a no-brainer. So, but yeah, 18-inch move bikes, 18 inches. That's insane. That really is. Okay, well that's enough about squig hide tires. I love squig hide tires. Souped up special. Boondaka Snazwagon only. Souped up special replaces the mech special and has the following profile: Assault 15, Strength 4, -1 damage. That is compared to, what is that? Boondaka Snazwagon. Assault 9, Strength 5, -2, 1 damage. Yeah, I'd rather stick with that one, to be honest. I think the extra AP and the extra strength is worth the lower number of shots. Gyroscopic Whirligig. Shock Jump Dragster only. You can use this unit's shock tunnel ability when advancing, even if you did not roll a 4+. In addition, the unit does not suffer any mortal wounds as a result of the shock tunnel ability. So this, I think, if you take Shock Jump Dragsters, is a no-brainer, and a lot of people do take Shock Jump Dragsters because they are pretty good. So you just automatically advance. You get to jump. You advance, you jump. You're -1 to hit with your weapons because they're all assault weapons anyway, so that doesn't really matter. So your las cannons are hitting on a 4-up instead of a 3-up. And you can jump every single turn, no matter what. And you don't suffer any damage from doing so. This is good. Shock Jump Dragsters are good enough as they are, but this really makes them... And again, use it once, it affects all 3 of them in that unit. This is great. I think this is, again, if you take Shock Jump Dragsters, a no-brainer. Sizzly Rivets, custom boosted blaster only. When resolving attacks made with a rivet cannon by a model in this unit, an unmodified wound roll of 6 inflicts 1 mortal wound on the target in addition to any other damage. This is only okay because it is unmodified wound roll, so nothing can boost that up. So this is probably one of the more disappointing ones. You know, you only assault 6 to start with, so you might get a mortal wound in. Maybe. I'm not too impressed with that. Corkscrew. Make a track scrap this unit only. The first time this unit finishes a consolidation move in each fight phase, you can immediately fight again. So that sounds really good. So you always get to consolidate. So you can use this every single turn to fight twice. For free. Well, for 1 command point for the entire game. Because there's no restrictions on how far models have to be away or anything else. You just automatically get to fight twice every turn. And Mega Track Scrap Jets are already pretty popular. A lot of people play them because they're pretty good. So yeah, this is again a no-brainer. You just get to fight twice. Custom job. And here we go with the combinations again. It is Speed Freaks. So if you take Cult of Speed, there is a nice little stratagem in Cult of Speed. Let's see where it is. Charge Serum. Use a stratagem before a Cult of Speed unit. And again, anything that is Speed Freaks gains Cult of Speed. And they are Speed Freaks. Unit from your army makes a consolidation move. That unit consolidates 2d6 inches instead of 3. That combination is 2 command points for that though. But still, you have a Mega Track Scrap Jet, you consolidate 2d6 inches, and you get to fight again. Automatically. That's a great combination. This is spectacular. Of course, you can only do that with 1 of them, but all 3 of them in unit get the Corkscrew ability, again, for 1 command point. Yes, please. Thank you. I'll take that. Nitro powered squigs. Rocket Track squig buggers only. When resolving an attack made by this unit's squig launcher or heavy squig launcher, add 1 to the wound roll. That actually sounds pretty good. Let's talk about the Rocket Track squig buggies. First of all, its main weapons, the bile squigs, are poison. So this unit always wounds on a 4+ unless it's targeting a vehicle or Titanic, in which case it wounds on a 6+. This doesn't say unmodified wound roll. That rule doesn't say unmodified wound roll. This affects that. So now you're wounding automatically all non-vehicle or Titanic units on a 3+ with the bile squigs. And everything else is +1 to wound, which is also pretty good. So yeah, I think, and especially with the massive point drops the Rocket Track Squiggy Buggies just got, down to just 100 points, and add in the Nitro powered squigs, you might actually have viable units again. They might actually become pretty good. We'll have to see how that goes. Will the Rocket Track Squiggy Buggies become a new kind of beat stick unit with this custom job and the price drop? I don't know. Time will tell. But I think they're a lot more viable than they've ever been. +1 to wound, so wounding everything on a 3+ automatically. I mean, it's only 0 AP and 1 damage, so it's not really a big deal. And even vehicles or Titanic units on a 5+, automatically. That's not bad, actually. Not bad at all. Especially at that range that they shoot at. And that's right. And of course, the heavy squig launcher gets +1 to hit as well. So, yeah, overall, just could actually make the squig buggies good units. On to the next one. Orks Roar, Death Killer Wartrike model. Only add 4 inches to the range characteristics of this model's kilojet and change the type characteristic of its burner profile to Assault 6. This is okay. The current range is 8 inches on those, so they become 12 inches, so it actually becomes an actual melt-a-gun. On the cut-up version, strength 8 -4 at 12 inches, and with half range you get to roll 2 dice and throw away the lowest, and just automatically 6 inches on the Burnas. So it's a 12-inch Burna at strength 5 -1 damage, auto 6 hits. If you're going to take one, I just don't see why not, unless you want to save the command points for something else. But yeah, definitely viable. The Boomer. The Boomer can reach even more targets than a kill cannon. Battle Wagon, Bone Breaker, or Gun Wagon model with the kill cannon only. The Boomer replaces a kill cannon and has the following profile. The Boomer 36-inch range, heavy 2d6, strength 8 -2 damage. So this is the souped up shotgun version of the kill cannon. Basically, it's just double number of shots, 2d6 instead of d6. But what do you want to do with this thing? What stands out to you when we go Gun Wagon? Well, that's being able to shoot twice at the same target. So now, and it's a longer range. 36-inch range, heavy 2d6, strength 8 -2 damage. So now, if you move less than half your movement, which is on the first turn would be 6 inches, right? Yeah, so you suddenly can fire 46 shots, strength 8 -2 damage at one target. That sounds pretty good. And on average, you're going to get about 5 hits. You know, you're going to roll an average of 14 shots, hit 1/3 of those, about 5. So you can get about 5 hits, which is pretty good. Pretty good. And with 2 damage each, it's definitely going to have a chance to take out some Primaris Marines pretty easily. So yeah, this is excellent. I would definitely take a Gun Wagon just to take the Boomer. But of course, that's not all. What else do we want to talk about when it comes to gun wagons? Oh, well, that's, of course, is Blitz Brigade. There might actually be some other custom jobs that make Blitz Brigade viable, too. Opening salvo. Use a stratagem in your shooting phase of the first battle round. Pick a Blitz Brigade gun wagon from your army. This is 1 command point. Double the range characteristic of that unit's weapons at the end of that phase. It doesn't say which weapon. It's not restricted to a weapon. It doesn't say double the kill cannon's range. It says double its weapons ranges. So now you've got 72-inch range on that first turn with 46 shots at one target, strength 8 -2 damage at a 72-inch range. If you take the Blitz Brigade, that's a nice combo. You can definitely put it all the way in the back and it's going to be able to hit something. So yeah, the Boomer, I like it. And the Boomer, it gets even boosted more by a subculture, but we'll get over that later. So, another viable custom job. Zag Zap changes the Zap gun's ability. Yeah, we're not going to cover that. That one's horrible. Fortress. This is another one. If you can take the Blitz Brigade, this is again another one that's useful for the Bone Breaker. Battle Wagon, Bone Breaker, or Gun Wagon model only. The model's save characteristic of a 3+ and a 5+ invulnerable save. So this is pretty much a no-brainer if you're going to take a Battle Wagon. This makes a huge amount of difference. Just a built-in 5+ invulnerable save almost makes up for losing the transport KFF, because you can just give one of them a 5+ invul save anyway. And it's just not in shooting, of course. It's a 5+ invul save, which includes melee. So yeah, I think this is again another really good one. Pretty much a no-brainer if you're taking one of these units. A lot of these seem to be like auto takes, where you just like, I have to have that if I'm going to take that unit, which means you're going to be wanting more command points. Puncha, a model with grabbing claw only, replaces it. Let's see. Pincha's melee strength type, strength +1, AP -3, D6 damage. Make only one attack and add 3 to the hit roll if it targets a vehicle monster. Not worth the command point. Actually, it's not worth the points to take the grab a claw in the first place. So yeah, we'll skip that one. Kind of like the zap one. Yeah, it's just changed. The zag zap changes its mortal wounds thing from 11 to 9. Not worth the command point. Red Roller, Bonebreaker model only, replaces the model's Bonebreaker round ability with the following Red Roller. When this model makes a charge move, adds 6 to the attack characteristics instantly in a turn. Ooh, so now, if you got a Bonebreaker, which one of these do you take? Do you take the Fortress or the Red Roller? Do you give it a 5-up invul save? Or do you give it auto 6 plus attacks instead of D6? For tough choice, because you can only take one of them. This is good. I don't know. I don't think I'd be really hard to choose between these two. I think I'd have to go with the Fortress every time, though. That 5-up invul save is just hard to pass up. Orkimatic Pistons, of course, this was one that was spoiled. Killicans, Death Dreads, Morkanauts, Gorgonauts only. Add 3 inches to the unit's move characteristic, and you can reroll advanced rolls. This is one of the few things that will boost Killicans, and I think if you're going to run Killicans, this, of course, would be a no-brainer. This is a must-take for Killicans. It gives them a 9-inch move, and that's insane. This is the one I'm going to take. Sparkly Bits. Killicans, Death Dreads, Morkanauts, or Gorgonauts only. Improve the unit's ballistic skill characteristic by 1. So if you take 2 units of Killicans, you can give one of them Pistons and one of them Sparkly Bits. Me, that's going on my Gorgonaut every time, without fail. That's totally worth a command point, especially with bad moves. Rerolling 1s, hitting on 4s. Yeah, I'll take that every single time. This is awesome. And even Killicans. Now you got Killicans hitting on 3+. Oh my gosh. Use Killicans hitting on a 3+. Just saying that out loud sounds really good. Dirty Gubbins. Let's see, Dirty Gubbins. Killicans or Death Dreads only. When resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon against this unit, subtract 1 from the hit roll. That's not too bad. Again, you've got Sparkly Bits, Orkimatic Pistons. This one is like easily 3rd place on the list of things I'd want to take if I had one of those units. Because if you're taking Death Dreads, you're going to be putting them in teleport anyway. And if you're taking Killicans, you're definitely going to want one of the other ones, which are so much better. So yeah, I don't see any real use for this one. It's not bad, but the other two are just so much better. Slug Gubbin, Gorgonaut model only. Slug Gubbin replaces the model's Deathstorm Mega Shooter and has the following profile. Slug Gubbin, 36-inch range, heavy 24, strength 6 -1 damage. And resolving an attack made with this weapon, the target was within 12 inches, you could add 1 to the hit rolls. I would rather take the Sparkly Bits. So what this does is basically gives you 6 more shots. Changes from 18 to 24 shots. And then if you're close enough, it gets +1 to hit. I'd rather take the 18 shots and always have +1 to hit. I think that's obviously better for if you're only taking one. Of course, if you have multiples, you can move things around, of course, take different ones. But I think given just one Gorgonaut, I'll take the Sparkly Bits over the Slug Gubbins every time. Gog Claw, Gorgonaut or Morkanaut only. When rolling to determine the damage characteristic of the crush profile of the bear's claw of Gork, or possibly Mork, roll of less than 4 count as 4. To be honest, the other ones, or Pistons or Sparkly Bits or Slug Gubbins, either one of those are going to be better than this. While this isn't bad, it's actually pretty good. The truth is, I never use that profile. I always use the 18 attacks profile, the 3 attacks for 1. Because you're already talking -2 AP and 2 damage with 18 attacks. I think I'd rather have the Orkimatic Pistons or the Sparkly Bits instead. Again, it's not that it's bad, it's just the other options are probably better. And Blitz-a-Gatler. Stompa only. Super Gatler has a damage characteristic of 2. In addition to rolling for this weapon's Psycho Daka Blaster ability, you can reroll the D6 once per phase. Yeah, I don't care. The Stompa is so horrible, this isn't going to fix anything. I don't know what they're thinking. Blitz Gatler. Oh, damage character 6-2. No, whatever. It's horrible. So there are 3 of them that are bad, and the rest of them are just, oh, how many of these can I put in my army? And yeah, I mean, these custom jobs, while we didn't get any relics in this book, we did get these custom jobs, and I think there's enough good stuff here, especially since, I mean, there's no restrictions on like characters. I mean, that's one thing about relics, is that relics can be good, but they're limited. These can be done on anything. You can have as many of these as you want, as long as they're all different. And you can even build a whole army around just custom jobs. The ones that I'm going to see, of course, the one I'm going to take on my current list is Sparkly Bits. And when I get to my Evil Sons, the Squig Hide Tires is a no-brainer. But I can definitely see wanting to build some more lists just to use these custom jobs. I think the Boomer on a gun wagon is amazing. Again, especially if you put it in a Blitz Brigade, or you get a 72-inch range that first turn for just 1 command point more. I think the options for Sparkly Bits and Ork Pistons give your cans and a lot more viability, especially if you put them in a subculture. But we'll get to that later. So yeah, that is the custom jobs. I think this is actually really good. There's a lot of really good, obviously useful stuff in here, and there's some that are okay. And I said there's only a couple that are just bad, but most of them are just really good, and some of them are just insane. I think the Gorkanaut with +1 to hit, the 18-inch bikes. Let's see, what is the movement on Def Killer Wartrike anyway? That's 14, yeah, or an 18-inch Def Killer Wartrike with the Snaz bike upgrade and Fists of Gork on him. Yeah, he's going to be pretty good. Kind of Smash Captain kind of thing going on here, along with the War Boss on a War Bike. Oh God, you can even have to the War Boss on War Bike and just make him just absolutely insane. So you got the big killer boss on a War Boss on a War Bike, the biggest boss on a War Boss on a War Bike with the Killer Claw, and Squig Hide Tires and Evil Sons. And yeah, he's just going to be, especially since he can make himself advance and charge. Yeah, right? Yes. So yeah, I think there's so much good stuff here. I don't really have any complaints. I mean, these custom jobs are great use of command points. And again, being able to affect every unit, every model in a unit that separates, like the cans, like the dreadnoughts and the buggies, makes them even more useful. And some of these, I said, like the shock jump dragster ability is really good, especially if combined with the shock jump dragster stratagem, where one of them gets to just shoot and then jump again. The Boomer is good. Okay, so there's like 4 of them that aren't really good. The Blitz Gatler's bad, Pinch is bad, Zap's not useful, and the Souped Up Special isn't good. That's it. Those are the only ones that I would not probably ever take, are those 4. The rest of them are really good, and a couple of them are definitely going to be a wait and see, like the Nitro powered squigs. I definitely want to see someone who has Record Truck Squig buggies take this, and especially with their massive point drop they just got. Do they become viable units? I think the Record Truck Squig buggy could actually become viable units again all of a sudden, out of nowhere, if they have +1 to wound, and they're already getting +1 to hit on their big gun anyway. So that is the custom jobs. This has been a very long video. I said we had a lot to go over. There's a lot of synergy with these custom jobs and the Village's Defiant detachments, as I've gone over before, I've talked about. I'm sure there's things I've missed, other combos, but these are just the ones that I saw as I was going through these. So let me know of any other combos that you've thought of in the comments below, and thanks for watching. Thank you for watching this episode of Talking About Orcs. Please subscribe and hit the bell button for notifications for new Talking About Orcs videos every Wednesday, new battle reports every Friday, and hobby videos whenever I can. Thanks for watching.